Welcome back, everyone. Today, I'm with a very special guest. Two very special guests.
Yes, sir.
The one and only Ellis Prescott.
Come on, gang, gang.
And Skyway Jay.
What's going on, City?
There we go. I like your shades, man.
Thank you.
So I've heard that I'm the first one to get you guys on a radio show, podcast.
Yeah, man, for sure.
That's crazy because everyone's like, top 10 rappers in Seattle. We got Ellis Prescott, Louis, you know?
Yeah.
And I've been thinking a lot about your name. And the first thing that comes to my mind is it's a perfect name to put on a resume. Just like Blake Burton, you know? Like,
yeah.
You can't really tell if I'm black or white with my name.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Ellis Prescott. But what I think of like Blake and Ellis as like white name kind of. But I haven't met a single white Ellis. I've seen like a Mexican and a black guy, but...
I've met a few.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I've met a white Ellis before.
Yeah. And
usually it's their middle name though.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. It's not usually people's main name. It's usually the middle name or last name.
Yeah. What's your middle name?
LaRue.
What's your social security also?
Man, I can't be giving that out, man. You know.
So you stick with your real name, and then Skyway Jay. What's with that?
Well, my real name is Ellis Prescott, but Skyway Jay was
cousins.
Cousins.
Cousins. Yeah.
We best cousins.
Hey.
Well, might as well be brothers.
Yeah. The name kind of originated from where me and him are from because we grew up in Skyway right off Renton Ave. Yeah. And we went to all the Skyway school districts. Shout out to Dimmitt Middle School. Shout out to Lake Ridge.
Yes.
And right on down to Renton. And I guess the name just stuck. You needed something. I was like, let me find something to where employers can't figure out who I am.
Yeah, that's
Skyway.
And you guys are rocking your own brand here? Townentertainment. Tell me about this.
Man, Townentertainment. Where do we start, man? Well, it's funny because when we were kids, like we were always like shooting like just little clips on our phones,
yes.
Like messing around at the house. We'd be bored, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then we had my uncle gave me my first computer, old computer. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a compact. I don't think they sell compact anymore.
Hey.
The one with the big back on it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Floppy disk.
Like we were just at the end of that era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, started with that, and I used to just put we used to do little short films. Like the editing probably wasn't the greatest, you feel me? But like we used to put them together and we watch them and laugh, and like other people watch them, like, you guys are funny as heck. Like y'all need to do more of these. And we would, like as kids, we was just doing that. And then I think like around the age of like 13, 14, I was like, I want to buy a camera. I bought my first camera. It was a it was
Nikon?
No, it was before the Nikon. It was a specific brand that they don't even sell this brand anymore.
Huh.
But I bought one, a Kodak. It was Kodak cam. I bought one of those, and I used to just film us. Like we just make short films on that, and then I was like, man, let me go get a real camera. Like I want better quality because this quality is not it. So I got one of those, and we just kept messing around with it, and then when I turned like it was like late. I was a senior in high school.
Yeah.
I was like, man, let me step it up a notch. You know what I'm saying? Like I was getting more money now, and I could actually afford to get a better camera. You feel me?
Moving up.
So yeah, I went and got a better camera, and straight out the box, I was with all my bros. Like it came through Amazon, unwrapped it right there with them and everything. You feel me? We all needed our haircut.
Yeah.
My bro just happens to be a barber. Yeah, so we unboxed the camera. I didn't know how to work it. It was a GH4. Like I was just telling them, like I've had a GH4.
Hey.
And we just put together a whole short film. And then, like that's a 4K camera. It's my first quality camera. We put it together, and I'm looking back at the footage. I'm like, man, this actually looks crazy. Like I like this. Like I'm about to like step it up. So my little sister, Laze.
Oh, that's your sister. Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's my sister. At the time she went by Misunderstood.
Yeah.
And like I knew of a few like I knew of a few like creators, but I wasn't tapped in with any videographers or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So what I ended up doing was I wanted to shoot her first music video. I'm like, I know we can make some quality. Something quality. I know that I got the quality. I've got the, I've got the look. I can see what we need. You know what I'm saying, to put out there. So I put that together. We put together a music video real quick. I think it was we started with Flex.
Okay.
Flex, you know. My Cuddy Triple P brought out, you know, he's got a mentor, and he works for Microsoft. He's like one of the top guys at Microsoft.
That's dope.
He bought out all the crazy cars. We had Lambos, we had Ferraris, but it was all he has a staple in Renton.
Mm-hmm.
We went and put that all together, and the video was just like, we started industry with it, like straight out the gate. Yeah. And when everybody seen it, like they were going crazy, like, oh, who shot this? Who shot this? Like one of my first videos, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it just took off from there. But like I started off shooting with like my friends. Like I just was shooting everything I could. Like anything, if they had a song idea, I wasn't thinking about making the money, you know, at the time. It was just like, it was fun. Like, you know, like it was something I loved and enjoyed to do. So that's really how it started off, and it just like took off from there, honestly. Like you get better over time. Like the more and more that you do, it's like it was like every other day, you know what I'm saying? Like I was shooting something.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And dude, you're the first person that when I look on their Instagram, they're like, oh, here's my side Instagram. That's fucking like 10,000 followers. Most people are like, oh, here's my side Instagram. Here's like 60 followers. I'm trying to build it up also, you know?
Well, that also with that, like, it's just, I had to teach myself social media too. Like, you just figure that out, you know, like how to run it up. And it's like, it's a constant grind, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a constant grind for sure, so.
It's like a business also, like social media. It's not really that fun for me because you just have to look at your insights and all that
bro,
shit.
you have hard times when you're just like, man, this isn't going up fast enough. Like, bro, like, come on. Like, I need 10,000 right now.
Yes.
Bro, you're sitting there like, you're like, okay, bro, I didn't get the amount of followers I wanted today. You know what I'm saying? And it hurt. Like, ooh. You know what I'm saying? But you have to fight through those. And that's how it's been with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, just fighting through it when you don't want to do it. You just have to keep going.
Right.
You know?
That's crazy. You guys have a talented ass family, man. Your cousin, your sister, you. What?
Oh, man, wait till you meet the rest of the gang.
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
so
man.
Who started first, you? Or
like, what do you mean, like, as far
music,
as...
like, started that process?
So, me and my sister, like, our mom was talented. Like, she was in Hollywood. And,
shit,
and,
of course.
You know what I'm saying? She can sing, play the piano. She goes crazy, you know what I'm saying? And she, you know, the gift was just passed down. And my grandmother can sing. My uncles can sing, you know. We came up in the church.
Of course, that's where it starts, man. That's the most talented people in the church.
Yeah, we came up in the church, you know. So it just. Have you ever heard of the movie The Wiz?
Yes.
My mom actually had the role of Dorothy. Like they chose her to play Dorothy.
Oh shit.
You know, it didn't really work out that way, but she has real records. Like she has records. Like she was your young female Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And they grew up around them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So do they teach you like the business on the music side then also, or?
You see me like my mom or?
Yeah, like your family. Have they helped you out, figure out how to figure out all that stuff? Or?
Yeah, to a certain aspect. There's a lot of things that I, you know, just being in the game, like you learn, you know, organically, you know, like the more people you meet, you learn something new every day. At least you try to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sometimes it's better to learn firsthand versus people just give you advice. Because sometimes for me, even, like, I don't really appreciate the advice until I'm like, oh shit, they were right. But I feel like I have to go through those steps in a way, you know?
Yeah.
So how did you guys start connecting on music together? Like, did you inspire him? Did he inspire you to start music? Or
You mean like me and
Skyway Jay. There we go.
So he doesn't make music.
Oh.
This is like between him and Cuddy.
I am the brand ambassador.
Oh,
I pretty
shit.
much make all the Townentertainment clothes.
Dude, they're fire.
Like all different kind of logos.
Yeah, he's a designer. Like he do all the graphic design and clothes and stuff. So
Yeah.
but he's been like, he always give me like his input on my music and stuff like that, you know. Yeah, like we do everything together.
Dude.
You know, growing up, we couldn't stop L from singing. Like it was in his blood to sing. He wanted to do it since day one. You know, it just started off as harmonizing, humming until he could learn how to make the notes sound good.
Yes.
And over time, he just found his sound. Even Laze, it was really coming down to when they found their sound, that's when the lane opened up for themselves.
Oh
And next thing you know, people want to work with you. They want to do features, and it started off with just harmonizing.
Dude, that's
Yep.
great. You guys are hella talented though. All you guys, Nick, you make it so your family all has a different position to pull and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
What? That's
Yeah.
crazy. And I think it's important to everyone to have a stage name too. But yeah, Skyway Jay, that
Everybody
works
got
too.
stage name. You feel me? You got Skyway Jay, you got Triple P, you got Ellis Prescott, you got Laze.
Yes. That's crazy. Like, do you help your sister brand herself also, or how does that work?
When I started out, I was
Mhm.
honestly, and then as she start getting more into the industry, like you create your own identity, like,
Yeah.
So at the beginning, it was more of like the push was behind just her at first. Like it was just pushing her. That's where this originated as far as like me shooting music videos. Like the push was behind her. I wanted her to have a video every other week. Like all I wanted her to do was have content because I seen how everybody else was doing it in the game. You know what I'm saying? So I would pay attention to the game and then, like try to reflect around that and like build my ideas off of that, but also give it my own splash of, like what I was coming with.
It's important to be unique.
Exactly.
You-
Exactly.
You guys are all unicorns too. Like you, your sister, you worked with Paris Alexa, like Band Kid Jay, all those people. Everyone talks about them, but they're like, oh, I've never actually met them.
Oh yeah, they're cool people.
Oh, unicorn. Okay, I see. I was wondering what kind of
Like-
acronym. I was like unicorn.
Unicorn, what does that mean?
That's a good one.
But yeah, like
Good
you
one.
guys, like how did you build that though to the extent where everyone knows who you are? But like, I think it's important to be held at that high regard, but also be wary about who you work with specifically, stuff like that.
So honestly, it's like it was the thing that really pushed this brand was the grind, was the ambition, was the drive. You know what I'm saying? Like it took a lot, and you have to be relentless. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of hard days and times when you just feel like giving up. I saw videographers come and go. I saw, I also like there was notable things like lack of quality in certain areas. There were people that were producing, but they weren't mass producing. So my thing was, I was like, man, we gotta come into the game, and we gotta change, you know what I'm saying, the image. This is what Seattle needs, because this is gonna put somebody on. You see these other cities and states like Atlanta, they're coming with they got 20 videographers and they're all shooting fire videos and they're dropping all the time, back to back to back to back. That's what that was what my ideology was built around, was just fighting through wanting to give up and maintaining a steady pace. So I was willing to work with any artist if you were respectful. Like I'm not gonna work with somebody that's disrespecting me or anything. Like I'm not doing that. And somewhat people that had drive to be great, like wanted that, because every artist for the most part that's ever came to me, like they've told me like I want to work with you because I saw what you're coming with, the quality. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've always maintained. That I've spent countless hours, editing, people's music videos. If I can't watch it on the TV and I don't feel confident in it, you'll never see it.
Right.
So I treat everything like that. Like that's just, and we all, even him with the clothes, like Cuddy, Triple P, he manages me. With as far as content, he's also Prescott, Micah Prescott. You got
all
Ellis
the
Prescott, Micah
Prescotts.
Prescott, Jalen Prescott. You feel me? So, it's maintaining a look and an image, you know what I'm saying? Holding yourself up to something, and sometimes you have to fight against it, because there's times when you just want to, you have mediocre thoughts, you know what I'm saying? But you can't give into those, you know what I'm saying? You have to fight that, and you have to give it the best that you can, you know what I'm saying? So,
Consistency is important, but it has to be like good consistency, not just like putting out sloppy work, No.
And that was my thing. So when I came to the game, they're like, this was everyone's reaction. All the videographers, all the artists. Who is this guy? Who is Townentertainment? Who is this?
Yes.
Because I came out of nowhere, and I'm back to back with it, back every other week, not every other day at this point.
Yeah.
Early on, every other day, every 3 days, and I'm dropping 5-6 videos at a time at the end of the week. Friday, I got 6 videos coming, 6 different artists shouting me out at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like those things, you know, like now I've slowed down a bit because like I've worked with almost everybody, you know what I'm saying? And it's to the point like now I want to crack down a little bit more and really focus more on the people that are really pushing, you know, to be in the game.
Yes. And you've also worked with Fora, right?
For
on your interlude on the...
No, so that was the interlude on my In Level Heartbreak album. No, that was just a reference to a track that he made.
Oh,
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to figure out? So, of course, we have tons of talented artists in Seattle, but I don't feel like a lot of them like reach out to artists outside of Seattle, like to different states or anything.
You mean as far as like networking or like yeah, so networking, that's a big thing. So people always like, you see me out of town all the time is because it's networking. Like you can't, I try to tell people like it's bigger than your city. You can take over the city as much as you want, but you have to venture out. You got to expand, you know? So like, my thing was, now we've done that. So now we have to expand out. You know what I'm saying? We're still always going to show love to the city, you know what I'm saying? I leave next week to go to LA, you know what I'm saying?
I'm coming with you, right?
Oh man, you know it's good. Man, pull up. You know what I'm saying? So that it's just it's you can create love and a fan base in your city, but also it's like sometimes there's also a lot of hate in your city, you know what I'm saying? And you have to venture out at some point, you know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. Because there's so many people out on the outside, once they meet you, like there's great things that come from it.
Yes.
You know, I've been able to make a lot of connections on the outside, you know, just going out. We just went to New York, met a brand new engineer, producer. We're just working at the studio.
Yes.
He ended up giving me a beat for free and because he loved the song that we created. You know, it's all about creating dope relationships and genuine relationships with people, you know?
Yes. Is there anything you learned from other cities that you try to bring back to Seattle or help people understand when they're like, LA's doing this. We don't want to copy LA, but this is something we can build off of?
Man, it's the love that people show, you know what I'm saying? Some of these platforms, like, if they're not smaller, they're a lot bigger. So, like, I opened up for DaBaby.
Yes.
And, man, the love, I've never felt that ever before. Like, the way that crowd roared when we were up there, like, it was so much love. Like, I've never had that feeling before. It was like, whoa, I could really do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Now, you take that and you run with it. How many other places are going to treat you that same way? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many more cities and countries can you touch that where you feel that same vibe?
Why do you think Seattle fans get really excited when someone's touring Seattle, but when like a Seattle artist is performing, there's not as much love?
Wait, say it one more time.
Think about it. So like, there's always tons of like big art. Like if Drake came, everyone would definitely come to that, right?
Yeah.
But if there's like a big artist, like even like you, for example, it's not even. If what I've noticed is if you're not in the music scene in Seattle, people don't really know who you are, which is kind of weird. You know, like, oh yeah, I'm talking to Ellis Prescott today. And if it's just like a normal person walking around Seattle, who's Ellis Prescott? But if I say it to like another artist like Nestra or someone like that, they're like, oh shit, Ellis Prescott? Why do you think that is?
It's our media. Honestly, it's our media. And it's things like this, like these interviews and more content showing who these people are, creating a bigger platform to put the faces in front of. That's what Seattle needs. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we strive for. That's why, you know, like we run up all the content because Seattle needs to. We need to have a place where people can identify with an artist. Like I've had a lot of artists that have worked with me, you know, and I was able to provide them with the proper exposure. You know what I'm saying? Like they went from not being seen at all, really not noticed, and when they got on the platform, now all the artists that have worked with me plus their fans get a chance to see that artist. You know what I'm saying? So it's things like that. Like we need more of that in Seattle.
Yes.
You know? And I love to see new ideas come out. Shout out Hip Hop Seattle. You know, Drip 206 TV. You know, things like that. You know, those are things that put people in a space where you can identify with them. Friendly Fire. You know, there's plenty of them.
Do you think Seattle can be the next big music scene when it comes to like hip hop, or do you think it'll always be a little bit lower because we have like a smaller like city in general?
Honestly, I see the city coming up right now. I'm gonna tell you, in over the next year or two, like you're starting to see a lot more people get signed out here. People are catching deals. People are, getting more involved. We're starting to catch on. We're kind of late with it, but it just comes down to how hip hop and these things are accepted out here. Like we're a place that we come from Amazon and Microsoft. And
Costco. Do you know Costco's from? I did not realize that. Even though it's like the Kirkland brand and everything, I was like, oh, it's actually from Kirkland. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's wild. Like we have Boeing out here, so the focus is more on like that industry, and hip hop isn't as respected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's weird though. But I think it makes sense. Do you look up to like the Sir Mix-a-Lots and like Macklemores of Seattle?
For sure, it's their grind, and it's also like watching like. Not only their work ethic, but I love seeing the live performances. I love seeing how their crowds react, like the performances, and like I went to a Macklemore show recently. My sister opened up. Yeah. He's good friends with my sister. Wow. And he follows her and everything. You know what I'm saying? So, like. He just, the love that he showed her and like how much he respected her craft. You know what I'm saying? And then seeing like the way that the audience react and all like the residency program, how they bring out the young youth and like they try to encourage them to do music. Like that was so motivating, and to give them, he basically gave a bunch of young youth his platform. You know what I'm saying? Which was so dope to see. Like that's crazy to me. Shout out Macklemore for real.
Yes, for sure.
Sure. Like,
how have you built up your influence? Because there's a difference between building your name and your influence, because you're definitely like supporting other people. Not everyone has to have that influence and want to help other people.
Honestly, it just comes back to the drive. Honestly, it's I started recognizing it's like certain people are placed, and it could be everyone. Each person has an opportunity to lead someone. Someone. If you build those characteristics, you know what I'm saying, someone's going to follow. So my thing was like just creating an image. I have people like, man, people are watching me when I don't even know that they're watching me. You feel me? Like I'll go on a trip or something, and it'll be something small I did, like I don't know, like maybe my pizza fell out my hand or something. Or like I'm talking about something on the gram in the live story, and then. Like, I'll see these people out in public, like, bro, I just saw you in New York, and the pizza, like, bro, that was so funny. And I'm like, whoa. You feel me? And like, I've actually had artists come to me, like, that I've worked with, on the videography level, and tell me, like, how do you do that? Like, bro, like, they ask me for guidance. People always call me for guidance, like, I've had the blessing to work with a lot of people, and offer some leadership, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. So. That's dope. Now, Skyway.
What's going on?
Do you think a clothing brand could be an influence? And are you trying to make like Townentertainment, the clothing brand and all that, and being a brand in general, an influence?
Definitely. Having a clothing brand behind your brand, it really helps it helps establish a presence is what you're doing. Because basically, as TNT is dropping all these videos, they need some reference point, something where people can not forget about it once the video's over.
Yeah.
You want to go to South Center Mall, you see somebody wearing a shirt.
Yes.
You want to go to a fair, you see somebody wearing a shirt. It just really goes with the whole having a presence in your city or in other cities as well. Just as you can go to anywhere, like you see Stussy everywhere. You go everywhere. You used to see Rockaware. Remember when Rockaware was big? And Pelly and all
Sean
that stuff?
John.
And all that stuff.
Man.
And that stuff started in a whole nother state.
Yeah.
But it's that having a presence. Wow. But the clothing, it really helps. It gets that name out there. It gives an image, a look of what you're representing.
What is the meaning behind Townentertainment and the name of it, and what made you decide to pick that and then like shorten it on the chest of your sweatshirts and just the logo in general?
Well, the name was pretty much crafted between the three of us, me, Elle, and Shy. Elle and Shy were talking about it, and they came up with the whole thing, and they brought it to me and was like, hey, we want to go by Townentertainment
Mm-hmm.
because they want to provide entertainment to the town around them. They want to, it's very simple, but very complex at the same time, you see, because we're a production team.
Yes.
It's really what we are. We'd like to strive to be a label one of these days, but
Yes,
right
sir.
now, we're a production team. He shoots videos, I make clothes, he
Make
makes music,
music, come
Shaquille
on.
makes music, Triple P does some management, travel, Laze makes music. It's a production team.
That's dope, though.
Yeah.
What's the difference between like a production team like this and like a collective like is it MKF? Louis? Yeah.
Like what do you mean? Like
What's the big difference between do you
I
guys
I got you. So like MKF, like those are bros. Those are my guys. You feel me? They're artists, you know what I'm saying? Like they're built around like pushing their brand. Like it's specifically to MKF, you know? Like, and then they rep Tacoma, like shout out Tacoma. Tacoma go crazy.
Yes.
I mess with Tacoma tough for sure. Like our thing is more collectively widespread. Like we're trying to boom boom boom, Seattle, Tacoma, boom boom boom.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And our merch, it's the only shirt you could put on in Seattle and get some instant clout.
Man.
Yeah.
Every
Instant
time.
clout. As soon as you put, like, we have people tell us all the time, bro, I got that shirt from you, and I go out in public at the mall, and people are coming up to me
Man.
like, bro, I really messed with you guys. Like, I love y'all. Like,
Yep.
and they're not even really, like,
Yeah.
they're just somebody that got the shirt, and that's so dope to me, like.
Mm-hmm.
First question they ask them, do you know who Townie T is? Are you Townie T?
Yeah.
And people they have that pride when they wear the clothes because it's just pretty much supporting something that's local, but it's something that everybody knows.
Yes.
It's so easy to support something that's local, but not everybody knows about it, so you can just wear it and they're just, they don't really know what it is. But
Yeah.
If you want
you're
some clout-
dropping videos every single week, and these videos are hitting anywhere between 5,000 and 70,000, or the MKF video we did that dropped and hit about 500,000 now. What's that else? 600,000 something?
Yeah, man.
People
MKF going
recognize.
crazy right now.
People
For
recognize.
sure. Shout out Louis. Louis going on about to go on tour with Mosey right now too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We had him in here.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
he loved our producer Gary. Oh my god.
Man, that new project going crazy. Come on,
Yes.
Yeah.
turn up.
Do you guys focus on like individual sections of Seattle, or like me, I like to generalize Seattle and like say the greater Seattle when I'm talking about Seattle?
Everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah, we're just everywhere with
Yeah.
it, bro. I don't never look at like no one never hits me and I'm like, oh, you're from the North End, or oh, you're from Tacoma, or you're from.
Right.
Man, but I've traveled wherever the need was to go to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's supposed to be easier with that train, man. When
Yep.
that's finished, that's
And,
gonna.
and speaking of the North, like shout out Zayside, he's out there going crazy.
Yes.
Like y'all need to get him on here. He's going crazy for
Yes.
sure. For sure. We're gonna make something soon too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you decide who you want to work with? Like, would you work with someone who's like, hey, I just released my first single.
I've done it all the time.
Yeah?
Like, I've done it a lot. Like I'm usually a lot of people's first video. So and that's kind of tough because like if they don't come back to me the second or third time and they don't match that quality, it's kind of like people are like, what happened?
Right.
And that's been like, so I always try to give people the spiel before, because like when you do that, you put yourself in a certain, it's like you don't go and buy like a Lamborghini, you know what I'm saying, and then
The next day you're seen in a Corolla, and that's your everyday car
straight,
now.
like a straight bucket, like something worse than that, like a straight bucket.
Prius. I hate
You
Prius.
can have two cars. It's okay to be humble, you know what I'm saying?
I
But
gotta get to work.
it's like, yeah, there's a standard. Like there's a level of quality that once you work with Townentertainment, you have to hold yourself to a certain standard, or
Yeah.
it just doesn't look right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's been my biggest thing. You can't go quality, then go mediocre, and then go okay, and then come back. Like it just, you're all over the place now. No, people are wondering what they're gonna see next.
Yeah.
Unless you have some artists that are maintaining the quality of music, and that's what we just pride ourselves on, quality all around. Whether it's music, clothing, videos,
Yes.
personality. You know what I'm saying? Like people and anything.
Mm-hmm.
We have put our all into this. Every single member around us has put their all into this. I'm talking about full paychecks from the day job when we did have day jobs,
Right.
to Ellis sitting here spending his last on a brand new camera because he knows this quality is going to bring the city in. It's going to make us all look good. For me, sitting here buying brand new machines time after time to really get good quality.
Yes.
Because if you don't have quality, it's not going to be as respected. It's not going to be as perceived the way you want it to. It's not going to be as pure as you would like it to be. It's just content.
We like quality control here, man.
Oh, man.
We pride
Where
quality.
Coach K at?
The worst thing that you can do in the media industry, especially, is get complacent. That like is going to be your downfall on any type of media, radio, music, filming,
Yep.
because people notice that, and it's a huge thing. That's how Jay-Z is so successful. He changes what he's talking about like through the generations. Like you don't see him like on 444 just talking about drugs or anything. That's more towards family.
Yeah.
J. Cole's even doing that.
Yeah, my cousin Triple P, like he makes sure that, you know, like we hold ourselves up to that standard. So like even like with my music videos, when you see them come out, like we go over them a lot, like making sure that everything's right. Like the California video, like if you watch, it's crazy. But
Yeah, I saw that. That was beautiful. That was so
we needed
good.
to make sure that it was a movie. Shout out Kid Jay.
Yes,
Shout
that
out
was
Lil
dope.
Sis. Like it just needed to be a movie, and every aspect of it needed to be right. You know what I'm saying? Because quality is what we're trying to come with. That's just how it has to be.
I can't believe QC took that, man. Like that's such a good name, you know?
Yeah, man. Shout out AK for the Rafe too.
Yes.
Yeah. Come on, man. Double R's.
So did you guys go to the Seattle sessions or hear about the Seattle sessions with Chase Fade?
Bro,
I did.
I had to go to New York.
Ah.
I was so sad because I was one of the first people that they invited.
Yep.
We would have went crazy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it was so beautiful to see. Shout out Chase Fade. Like, it was so beautiful to see him put that together. You know what I'm saying? That's a hard thing to do, especially like bringing that many people together in one space, and you don't know how people like interact with each other. You don't know what to expect. So I can only imagine like his heart probably was like do going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Chase definitely is making big moves. Like I really like his movement.
Yeah, shout out to Chase. That was a great event because
Yes.
me and Ellis were both in New York together, and I flew back into town a day before him and was able to catch the event. I said, hey, where's this going to be? I hit up P. White. I said, Dre, drop a pin. What's your location? And shout out to P. White, by the way, too.
Yes, sir.
Seattle producer. Showing up there, it was such a beautiful thing because you had so many different rooms comprised with so many different types of artists. I remember I'm sitting there, and this dude walks up to the microphone, and he starts rapping in a whole nother language, and I'm like, oh snap! I think it was in like Arabic or something. And we were all looking at each other like, one dude's like, that's Spanish, and I was like, no, I don't think that's Spanish. I think that's Arabic. But a lot of great artists out there. I think Rod Simone showed up. I believe Travis showed up. Joey Chambers, Holly K. Michelle. The list goes on. There was a lot of good people out there, and there's
Chase Henney.
Yep, Chase Henney. Yep.
Come on, man.
Shout out to everybody that came out there.
Shout out Chase Henney. Come on, he got a project coming. He about to go crazy.
Hey.
Yep.
For sure.
So wild with the graphics too.
Yes, sir. All my album covers so far, he's done them. Yeah,
Really?
Chase Henney.
Wow.
Great work.
Those are dope.
People got to tap in with him. Like, don't sleep on him.
No.
He's coming with the craziest quality for sure.
So with me now that like I'm focused in the media industry and like I'm focusing on like audio,
Yeah.
now a little bit more on visuals, I get really picky, or I can pick out things that aren't well done or anything like that. Do you guys kind of feel yourselves doing the same thing if you're watching another person's music video or the audio,
Bro,
or when it comes to clothing?
it's the hardest thing. It's like, it's hard for me to watch someone come out with a dope song with a video that's not up to par with it. It just, even if the storyline and the storyboarding and everything is, you know, like sometimes you can work around it. I've had to do it before, you know what I'm saying? So it's all about how you portray and make that, you know, like you bring it out to the people. Like that's everything. And like there's little things, and it's like it's like I tell everyone, it's studying the game. If you know that you're lacking, you have some people that are lazy with it. They're just trying to make money off of it. You know what I'm saying? They'll go out and shoot 100, 200 videos, and then that comes with bad business too. People are not getting their videos back. You have angry clientele. You know what I'm saying? It does not make the city look good at all. Like it's we have to hold ourselves. I'm telling you, we have to hold ourselves as a city. We have to come together and hold ourselves to a certain level. That's why, like, I'm a person that's known for being blunt. Like, I'll tell you the truth. That's why a lot of people come to me, because I'll tell you the truth. If I don't like it, I'm gonna tell you what I don't like, and I'm gonna tell you what I think you should change. And that's the best I can do. I can't force you to do it. You know, like, that's just how it is.
That makes sense. You know, who do you, Skyway Jay? Who do you get inspirations come when it comes to clothing or representing your brand? Who do you look to?
I could name countless names of clothing brands that aren't local, but I'm going to choose local. Clothing brands that really inspire me are ones that really have a strong message behind them, or they're really just out here trying to produce quality, trying to produce brand new ideas and innovations, such as Unapologetic Success is a black brand I worked with that's pretty much speaks for itself. Shout out to them. Who else have I worked with? You got Auntie's Jewels, innovating, just pretty much bringing people around her. She calls them her jewels and stuff like that. Like, they're important to me. These are my jewels in the treasure chest. Really, just a lot of local brands out here are just doing great things. And
shout out Bread and Butter.
Bread and Butter.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's one of the homies. He's just started his brand.
Hey.
Yeah, he doing video too.
Yeah. Dude.
Yep. Such things also. Sorry. Mine slipped. Chase the Drip. You got Foreign Company. I remember that's one of the brands that first started working with me when I was working with Townentertainment. They were bringing to me all these different ideas. Get money, remain humble. Shout out to my girl Nadi. She would bring me a garbage bag full of shirts she had just got from God knows where, and be like, "Hey, I need logos on this, and this."
Yes.
And it took all that for me to really take in and get good practice to get to the quality I'm at now, to where I can make smaller logos or better quality and fitting hoodies and stuff, because things weren't perfect when we started. The clothes weren't great. I had some Gildan hoodies. I didn't have a business license. It just, I needed some help.
The Gildan hoodies.
You got to have people who are in the streets who work with you and get you to that next level. He didn't have the best camera when he first started, but still doesn't have the best. But right now, it's way better. And that's how it's going to go. It's going to keep getting better, and content's going to keep getting better, and that's just how we're going to keep doing it.
Building a team is so important.
Yep.
And having your foot in every type of like thing that's happening in Seattle and outside of Seattle. Like right now, I'm not just focused on artists. It also, like, I've interviewed homeless people who are like selling art. I have an interview next week where I'm gonna help model for the Scrunchy brand, and it's funny. You have to put your foot in every type of thing. Like this Scrunchy brand, like their Instagram is just full of white girls. Okay, so they're the next post is gonna be Blake Burton and a scrunchie, a black guy on the whitest page you'll ever see.
Go crazy.
Stuff like that.
You'll hear me say that all the time. Go crazy. It's just about going crazy.
Yeah.
Do you have any ad-libs?
Man, I got some ad-libs for sure. When you listen to like a lot of the new music coming, you're going to be like, whoa. One that I do a lot is, ha. They love that. Like, that's about to go stupid for sure.
Shy Kill with that.
So what do you guys think Seattle is doing good at and needs to work on?
I'll start with the good things. I like how like a lot more media is starting to come out. The quality has definitely stepped up. You have Manzano Bros coming out, Bread and Butter. Shout out to bro.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Alec who's here with us right now. Like, he's going crazy. Friendly Fire for sure. You know what I'm saying? Chase Fade. Chase
Dude,
Fade.
working with J. Cole, that was
Come on, man. He went on that tour going crazy.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just a blessing to see those things. Also, the push. Artists that are pushing. You got Mafia D constantly dropping content. You have Mike Jack, Gunna Goof. You know what I'm saying? Like those, like artists like that, Ralphie D, Why Sick. The list goes on all day. You know what I'm saying? But people just got to tap into that market. You know what I'm saying? Like tap in and pay attention to everything that's going on. The constant push. You got Lil Mosey out there working. We got Xavier Weeks just got signed. You know what I'm saying? Royce David, Ben Kid J is doing his thing. Louis, MKF. You know what I'm saying? Like all these artists, like they're all working hard. I watch it. You know what I'm saying? That motivates me. When I get down, I feel like I'm slacking. They pushing me to go hard. You got Kashawn, you know what I'm saying? J Loud's going up right now.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
God.
Shout out to Taj King Entertainment. You feel me? Like all that. Like everybody in the city's working right now. So to see the push that the only way to go is up. Everybody just has to stick together. There can't be no hating, no
discriminating. Hating, discriminating, neither.
You can't be, and literally, you can't be afraid to shout people out. I'll show love all the time.
Yes.
I will always do that. You'll never see me not showing love. You know what I'm saying? I stay out of beef. I stay clear of things. You know what I'm saying? I always try to make things clear. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beautiful side. Now then you have the downside. You have, like when you're coming up, people fall off. You lose people. You know what I'm saying? There always is going to be the spell of competition in the air. Always. It's just a competitive thing, but it's how you handle competition. Are you competitive where you're violent with it? Are you competitive where you're trying to knock someone down? Are you competitive where, like, you just want to be better to where you would mess up someone's whole movement?
Right.
Or are you competitive in the spirit of, I see them doing great, I've got to do greater. We could work together. We both have to come up.
Yes. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's things like that. Like, it's where you're competitive, but you're not competing.
Right.
There's a level, and
I believe in that.
You're handling business, and you're keeping it on a plain ground to where no one has ill feelings, toward each other. Like, there's no confusion.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. Confusion is the biggest thing that messes Seattle up. Whether it's females, he did this, I did that. Like, he say, she say. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop giving into those things.
Right.
We have to start focusing on the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Best thing you can do is give somebody a phone call.
Exactly.
If something's going on, we all got cell phones. Don't hop to social media and make posts and on the slide. Just give somebody a call. I've called people all the time. And that's what it comes down to. But honestly, it's so much deeper than that. Seattle could really use more platforms to get a lot of these artists out, because you got these artists working hard. You got artists in the Central District, the South End, the West End, and they're putting thousands into their craft, but it's not getting out there as fast as it could be. Like, as far as media's picking it up, songs being played on the radio. I mean, like, you go on radios that aren't satellite now, and you hear a lot of, Katy Perry still, or you'll hear a lot of artists who aren't even from Seattle.
Right.
And if we could get that on deck, a lot of these artists could really start seeing their return for all the hard work they put in. And artists got to take more trips. It's so important to take more trips. Just getting your name out there, showing your face, getting Instagram accounts, simple stuff.
Like,
because, you can't stay here and just keep working with the same people. You're going to go to the top, and then the young kids are going to come up out of high school, and you're going to be right down here trying to work with them. That's what happens.
Literally.
Every type of music.
You have to literally take care of your business so you're not competing with no one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's it's a daily thing. You know what I'm saying? You see someone doing great, you gotta congratulate them. Share their music. Don't feel like like that may look something better than yours, or you have someone that's watching that could put them on and cut it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, show that love. Show that love. You can't show love to everyone. You know what I'm saying? There's boundaries to it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, shout out to everybody that's working.
Yes. What are your goals for 2020?
Man, 2020, I've got some major singles dropping.
He does.
My goal is to hit 1 million streams on a song this year. That's one goal. Also to get Townentertainment. We just hit 10K subscribers. Shout out.
Go follow that. Like it up. Like it up.
We just hit that mark. So now it's to push to 20. Hit 20 this year, or 50. You never know, because it just takes one thing to blow up, to run it up for real. Also, to continue to push artists, like, see someone else go crazy. Like, I love that. To see more shows for sure. More shows, more parties. Definitely want to do that. Start going and showing up to more high schools, meeting more like the younger youth,
like Blueface did.
Exactly.
Right.
Like Blueface for sure.
What about you, Skyway? Can I call you Skyway, or do you just go by Jay? Or
what's funny?
They call him Skyway.
That's fine with me. That's what my boys call me. You'll knock on the door. Who is Skyway? Oh, I mean, let Skyway in. But for 2020, I would say the biggest goal I have is to really get out there and innovate all brand new ideas, visit more states and see how fashion is outside of Seattle. Because, like I said, I just came back from New York, and what the dudes out there are wearing are like next level. I'm seeing dudes with like bejewels on their shirts.
Yes.
And, I've already kind of threw glitter on some jackets. That was kind of innovative in Seattle, but there's so much to go. I'm about to come out with some hoodies with rips across, look like Wolverine.
Jeans.
Yep, jean jackets.
Sweats.
The website is realpeacestudios.com. If anybody wants to know, realpeacestudios.com. You can go check that out. We got some new drops coming. Right now, it's a bunch of blank hoodies, and you can pretty much customize it yourself. Shoot me an email, therealpeacestudios@gmail.com. As far as 2020, there's so much to be done. I have so many more brands to work with, such as I'm going to work with Gold Vintage one of these days. I'm going to hit them up and be like, hey.
Shout out Gold Vintage.
Let's do something.
Sure.
Shout out to them. They're doing real big things.
Amir.
I love that. Collaborations. Way more collaborations. Anybody can hit me up on Instagram, email, and we can work on something.
Yes.
Just come with them ideas, and I'll come with the quality. I promise. Every time.
Go crazy.
What's the easiest way to reach both you guys?
Oh, man. Probably my Instagram. You know. Ellis Prescott _ ELLISPRESCOTT _ and on Twitter, Ellis Prescott, no underscore, same thing. I ain't gonna get my phone number out on here because everybody they blowing my phone up already.
For myself, I would say Instagram or email at Skyway Jay, SKYWAYJAY. Or you can hit me up in the email at therealpeacestudios@gmail.com. I check my email a lot.
Yes.
Every hour on the hour.
Also, before we wrap
final
up,
words, guys.
I also am reaching out to work with more local businesses. Shout out Rich Barber.
Yep.
Yeah, we had the opportunity to go out there in LA and work with them. Very clean cut, straightforward, dope business. They go crazy. Like even Triple P, he Cuddy, he got a chance to work with Chuck the Barber.
Ooh.
Like they had to sit down and was able to put everything together, make all the connections, and then, like it was just a beautiful thing. Like their shop goes crazy. Like I walked in there, I was like, man, I know my cut about to be fire. I know this about to go crazy.
Yes.
So shout out to them. Like I definitely want to work with more like local businesses, real estate. More real estate businesses, barbershops, whatever it is. Like I'm supporting local brands for sure.
For sure.
And brands on the outside.
Yes. What's some final words for you, Skyway?
Some final words for me is the best thing you can do is invest in yourself. That is an investment you will not regret. You can sit here and put in all these hours at these industries and break your back and wear yourself down, but when you invest in yourself and create a business or maybe a side hustle of some sort, it's the best thing you can do, and pretty much that's all we've done with Townentertainment is a bunch of people who are tired of working for people.
Yes.
And we wanted to do something so much better and really get a message out there and leave a mark behind, because that's what it's really about, is leaving your mark behind. I could die today, but let me tell you something. There's several hundred Tiny and T-shirts out here.
Yeah, we got the hoodies.
Or even other brands I've worked with or work for. I won't say who I make them for because, that's their business.
Right.
But like I said, I keep that under wraps. But there's so many clothes out here that they got my little tag on them.
Yes.
And
it's a legacy, man. It's a legacy.
For sure.
Leaving the mark and making more investments. That's what we could say 2020 is going to be about.
There we go.
And if anybody wants to work, hit me up.
Yes.
Let's go crazy.
This is the NAST Podcast with
Ellis Prescott.
Skyway Jay.
Townentertainment.
There we go. Yes, we did it.